Look at that. Fantastic. Very exciting. And by the way, speaking of completely and being blazingly full of shit, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Rusty Rockets, who is, I guess he's doing this they're doing this taping from a window that he's sitting on top of. It's a floor to ceiling one. It's like he had a hotel room and they went out into the hallway. There's traffic going by. I think they just chose this because he's outlined in light and he can sell this, kind of messianic stuff. But this one, always, I'm a big fan of when his shit is a day late and a dollar short, which it often is. And yeah, hashtag okay doomer. This is monkeypox, the new pandemic. Now, literally today, let's see if I can find it. Let's see if this is... Literally, this is, when did this come out? Yeah, okay, so this is like yesterday. The video is literally called Monkeypox, the New Pandemic. Not a question mark, not a exclamation point. And by the way, hashtag Big Pharma, hashtag pandemic. Like, fuck this dude. But anyways, here you go. Is monkeypox the next I don't want to, spoiler alert. I don't want to screw up your weekend panic, but it's not. Monkeypox is not the next COVID. You got to be swapping spit basically or other fluids with somebody who's got monkeypox, and you got to do it while they have it. And that's pretty rare because minor cases, some people will catch it from somebody else because they won't know they have it, because they won't recognize that they have a skin condition when they're, in this situation. But most of the time, people are going to recognize that you have monkeypox, and therefore you're not going to catch it. Meanwhile, this fuckhead is probably, I'm guessing, and this is a long one for him, 17 minutes and 23 seconds. This is the length of this video. This asshole is more than likely going to sell us that monkeypox is the next COVID. They're going to use it for new lockdowns. This is Big Pharma's chance to control us all. That it'll only become a nationwide or a worldwide, an epidemic or a pandemic, if they can find a way to monetize it, which, by the way, we already have a smallpox vaccine that covers monkeypox. Yes, most people are getting it from sex. Like, this is just stupid. And the fact that this fucker is taping this thing while he's on the road doing gigs, yeah, so... And he's wearing a Rebel with a Cause animal activist shirt and what looks like a spike or a bullet as a necklace. Adorable. So here you go.
Oh no! Monkeypox!
Again.
Hello there, you fire.
By the way, that whole farting at the beginning of it is a way of inoculating himself from serious criticism. Because if you put he has that farting bird on his logo, that basically says, well, obviously I started the whole thing out with a fart noise, so don't take anything I'm saying seriously.
5.6
which is bullshit in a Dodge.
Million awakening wonders. Together we voyage towards truth.
All right, and this is becoming fucking straight up Branch Davidian bullshit.
And light in a world that would have us dim, dumb, numb, continually spellbound, hypnotized by screens like the one you're looking at right now. But
he caught himself. He has a fucking hypnosis opening, because that's what that is. Establish yourself as an authority. Use an authoritative voice. Draw people in through physical gestures. Establish a dominant, charismatic architecture between you and the other person. Fucking hell.
I only told you to look at this so I could tell you to look away from this. If you're not...
Fuck you. Look, I only told you to watch my videos so you know what videos not to watch. What an asshole.
Subscriber to this channel yet, please subscribe now before...
No, don't subscribe. It's obviously a hypnosis thing. This is a trick. He's playing on you. Do not subscribe.
Monkeypox consumes you. Only 60% of people are currently subscribed, and I want to hear your comments below.
Because that's what kicks up his CPI, clicks CPM, his clicks per minute or whatever it is that allows him to get a higher ratio of advertising on his channel. You know, capitalism.
On everything, but in particular, the monkeypox phenomena.
It's not a phenomena. It's been around for a while. It's a mild outbreak in multiple countries because travel is opening up again. It's a rubber banding effect.
People will think already that monkeypox is being exaggerated and inflated to create economic opportunity and to introduce new regulation. Other people will say that monkeypox is being used to inflate ideas around conspiracy, to corral people into states of suspicion.
And he's gonna do fucking both. What do you think the odds are that this motherfucker is gonna argue both of those points? That it's big pharma and a big conspiracy theory. That Bill Gates is behind it, but to make money for Pfizer or some shit. Good Lord.
And cynicism. So let's have a look at how monkeypox is being reported on right now.
Tonight, an unprecedented global spread of monkeypox has the CDC on alert.
Now to the growing concern over the monkeypox virus.
A leading advisor to the World Health Organization described the unprecedented outbreak of monkeypox.
What we can point out already is that there is a degree of hysteria.
No one is screaming. No one is sweating. They're responding to an exponential number of cases and with a righteous concern. There are more cases of monkeypox in the United States than there were cases of COVID previous to the outbreak we dealt with. There's also, monkeypox usually doesn't infect this many people. So there's algorithmically, it's going to chart in their percentages. Remember, numbers versus percentages, always important to see both, because then and only then do you know whether to panic or prepare. And most of the time, if you're only seeing one, someone is fucking with you, including this dipshit. So the reason the CDC and the NIH and the World Health Organization are looking at this and going, eek, is because normally you might have 6 cases when you have an outbreak and they have 24. And they're like, what if that spreads in that? Yeah.
Even if the ongoing news report...
How do the British guy filter with new facial hair? Oh my God, oh my God. Oh yeah, you think that'll work? Hold on one second. I think we're down. It's almost a little too close. Hold on one second. I'm trying to do that. Even my friends, sign up and like right now. Understand that are they trying to manipulate you just for clicks? As I try to manipulate you just for clicks.
Report goes on to tell you things like, oh, it's not that bad. We're already seeing that it's being ubiquitously reported. Imagine if you can...
Oh, yeah, they're ubiquitously reporting it because it's of a concern and they are concerned about it, and it's an actual story. You know, there were few Ebola cases in the United States, and they reported that shit a lot. It was only one fucking state. Yeah, you might start to think that people might want to be aware of it. No? Because it's not going to be the next pandemic, but that doesn't mean it can't fuck people up, right? Right!
And for a moment, a world where we hadn't just had that 2-year pandemic, the subsequent lockdowns, the mandates, the confusion, the doubt and uncertainty that...
Yeah, it's the doubt and the uncertainty that I worry about.
Came with the 2 years we have just endured collectively. One thing I think is fantastic about it is all of us understand what I mean by that.
Yeah, the great thing about it is that no one was spared from the horrors that were COVID. You know, and if there's a silver lining to this whole thing, it's that everyone lost people. You know, it's like a kind of a mild miracle.
To a degree, all of us have endured and encountered the same experience.
Yeah, and that's a plus, don't you think? I mean, it'd be terrible if there were like a couple of countries that did okay and it never reached them or something, and we'd all be like, fuck you, bomb them.
Even though we will, of course, see it differently because we have different priorities, different fears, different concerns, different attitudes towards...
Yes. And...
authority, different attitudes towards health, different attitudes and reactions to fear.
Gibberish, you're filling time now. I'm bored already. The fuck are you talking about?
The question is...
The question is, what? What is it?
How would a subject like monkeypox, which by the way is a more catchy name than COVID-19,
Fuck off.
they've already improved that. If
Asshole. COVID-19 is the date. It's coronavirus and the infection and the fucking year it came out, because they happen every fucking year, you dolt. They don't name them for fucking, I mean, by the way, there's no monkeypox 19. It's the same fucking thing.
If COVID-19 was the Beatles, then monkeypox is, well, I suppose, the monkeys. Another
Fuck off.
thing to note is that already in the succinct...
So can we just, for the record, say that Russell Brand believes that the Monkees, the band, and the TV show has a catchier, more culturally relevant and impactful name than the Beatles. Clearly a band that didn't go anywhere.
news announcement,
Fucking hell.
the WHO has been mentioned. The reason that we have to take
Yeah, they've been mentioned because they're the World Health Organization, and it's a disease that's affecting multiple countries. The fuck are you on about?
something like monkeypox seriously, I mean, as consumers of news narratives,
Yeah, if it might be, can it spread through newspapers? I'm fairly certain you get monkeypox from watching OAN.
is because the last 2 years has shown us that unprecedented regulation can be easily introduced.
What? No, it hasn't. Unprecedented threats occur. Therefore, the response is fucking unprecedented. Because you don't have to do that if it's not required. The fuck? We don't pass out boats if there aren't any floods, you prick you.
It has shown us too that there are incredible opportunities for profit.
Shut up. Look, he's doing it. He's fucking well doing it. What did I say at the beginning? What the fuck did I say? Hey? What I say? I said he's like, some people, it's conspiracy. Others, they're just doing it for profit. This is chapter 1, so he's going to go into it's just for profit, which will lead to a conspiracy. Ah, what a tit.
For very powerful organizations. I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, you fucking well are.
I'm not interested in conspiracy theory.
Yeah, you fucking well are. Hold on, son of a bitch. No, fucking well no. Hold on. I can't even type. I'm so fucking irritated. Hold on. Russell ass. I think I've typed it right. This motherfucker wants to tell you, shut up. You flap. Look at this shit. First of all, I don't believe in fucking conspiracy theories. I don't even. This changes everything. Look, it's Bill Gates, the head of the WHO, and a fucking, cross tape over it. Look at this. This is just the beginning. It's a conspiracy. The Truth Commission that they're doing, whatever. Ultra MAGA. Has Trump already won? Blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Let's see. Here's Elon Musk shaking hands with Donald Trump. Oh, look. Elon Musk versus Bill Gates for control of the world, obviously. Here's Bill Gates and the World Health Organization. I don't believe in conspiracies. I do like graphics of weird hacker villains around the fucking CDC. Look at this prick over here. Look at this one. Look at that. Hold on. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit so you can see these a little clearer. There you go. Yeah, this is a fucking disgrace. There's a conspiracy to poison your babies. Look at that. They're eliminating truth. Look at this. World Health Organization's going to put a big fucking QR code tattoo on your fucking forehead. I don't believe in conspiracies. I really don't. Johnson & Johnson, the truth is coming out. Leaked information because they're hiding it from you. Clearly. Look, it's okay when they do it. They're smiling and there's a fucking COVID. Everybody's fucking vaxxed at that, you shit. So this is what it was about all along. Bill Gates, how to prevent the next pandemic. Is he serious? He's responsible for it. Oh, fucking hell. You are now an enemy of the state. But I don't believe in... Who believes in fucking conspiracy theories? Oh, so the establishment are shitting themselves, by the way, which is an answer to Jimmy Dore's video, The Establishment is Shitting Themselves. All hail Anthony Fauci. Russell Brand reacts to the Trump Morgan interview. The truth about woke Disney, clearly a conspiracy. We're not allowed to talk about this because, you know, there's a grand conspiracy. This prick. Oh, so it's all bullshit then? The Great Reset, a warning? Yeah, that's not a fucking conspiracy theory or anything. Get fucked, you tit. Shit. Hold on. Well, like, shrunk. The whole thing shrunk? Oh, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. Hold on. There you go.
I'm interested in observing patterns and then communicating. And one of the things I've observed is...
Yeah, it's not a conspiracy theory. I've done my research. Like, there's patterns that show that if you squirt ivermectin up your bunghole, if you got worms, they'll go.
that going forward, we're going to need unique and unprecedented levels of transparency and democracy. Transparency and democracy rather than authoritarianism and opacity.
So why the fuck are you rooting for China all the time then, you prick?
The World Health Organization is investigating more than 90 cases of...
Yeah, 90. Usually there's like 6. There were 14 COVID cases.
monkeypox in a dozen countries, including here in the United States.
On to monkeypox now.
On to monkeypox. They're already enjoying monkeypox a little bit because it's got a catchy name.
No, they're not enjoying it. They're dealing with the news, and increasingly the news is pointing out that it's not to worry about. So as you go through these fucking clips, you prick, you'll find that a lot of them are less worried about it.
Americans should expect to see more reported cases of monkeypox in the weeks ahead. That's the message today from the CDC.
God, everyone's going on about monkeypox. It must be really serious.
So far, agency officials say they've identified just one confirmed case of monkeypox in the U.S.
One person's got it. I bet more people have fallen off skateboards and hit their heads on a tortoise. Why is there no news?
Yeah, because that's not fucking contagious, is it?
About that.
But
by the way, monkeypox and smallpox are related. Go look at stories about smallpox and you'll start understanding why they're worried about the unvaccinated in our fucking country catching this shit.
there are 4 suspected cases. U.S. health experts insist anybody can catch monkeypox.
I think what we're learning to be is diligent around news narratives.
No, one of the things, the narratives about this, because it comes straight out of fucking Vladimir Putin, is that only gay people are getting monkeypox, you prick.
Learning to
It's turning into an attack point.
discern truth from fiction. Learning to appreciate and discern the implications of news stories. For example, if someone says anybody can catch monkeypox, what kind of feelings does that evoke in you? Like,
Well, if you thought it's only spreading among gay men, for example, you might blow it off the way the early concerns about AIDS were blown off by people. That's why. And you are snipping those fucking pieces out, mate, to sell that narrative.
anyone, that means you, the people that you love, can catch monkeypox. I don't want to be wrapped in cotton wool and protected from reality, although that'll probably be the next lockdown. Wrap yourself in cotton wool and do
Oh, fuck off.
not go out of the house. What kind of cotton wool? Did Johnson & Johnson make that cotton wool? Actually, they did.
CDC reports it's now in the process of releasing about 1,000 vaccine doses
Okay, I wonder who will be making those.
from a strategic national stockpile.
Yeah, we already have them. It's not new. It's been sold for a long time.
It's been approved for monkeypox.
Okay, so there's a lot of questions about monkeypox. What is it? Is it dangerous? Did Bill Gates really predict it? Is it the new COVID-19? And
Oh, God. And again, never do a conspiracy. Don't do it.
will it be used to sustain regulations and economic conditions and relationships that were established in the last couple of years
No. You're welcome. Fuck off.
that benefit powerful corporations,
No.
empower states to introduce regulations,
No. I mean, can we just skip to the fucking end?
and deteriorate the quality of ordinary people's lives? Let's have a look. Today, the World Health Organization
This is from Unheard. And the title of this article is Monkeypox is not the next COVID-19.
will hold an emergency meeting to discuss the ongoing monkeypox outbreak. Now, the WHO are already involved. You know that the WHO is funded in descending order by 1, the American government, 2, Bill Gates, a person, I know it's
Yeah, a philanthropist, a dude who made a shit ton of money, didn't need to make anymore, and now he and his wife are spending their fucking money all over the world trying to fucking help, you prick. This is exactly what kind of billionaires you guys are hoping for. I've never understood this. I don't understand why the fucking Bill Gates fear. Dude's predicting shit based on algorithms. He's a fucking computer nerd.
It's the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, but I think Bill Gates is involved. 3, the United Kingdom. According to initial reports...
Yes, the country you fucking live in, the country I live in, and a dude who has a charity that fights disease all over the known fucking world. Is trying to keep people in Africa from dying from malaria en masse, while you do shit-ass stand-up, what passes for it, and meditation seminars in little theaters all over the U-fucking-K.
The meeting will focus on how the virus is spread and vaccination, with talk of repurposing stocks of a smallpox vaccine for close contact with infected people. A lot of people are so frightened, anxious and nervous about the last couple of years, and I don't blame them. It was a frightening time in many ways.
Yeah, and if you get really frightened, if you feel frightened, I have a meditation program. You can... basically all the shit I scare the fuck out of you with over here, I'll teach you how to get rid of it, yeah? You just sit there with your legs crossed and you count backwards from 23 to 7. And then when you reach 7, you release all the pressure that's built up. Yeah, it's very cheap.
I know that you and I and many people see this pandemic differently.
Yeah. You see it as a money-making opportunity for scared fuckers all over the world. Yeah, you're a human fucking tick.
See the regulations differently. See the responses and medications.
Oh, no, I know, that's rude to ticks.
Differently. Of course we do. We've got different lives. We've got different priorities, different considerations, different relationships.
Yeah, not everybody can be a rich actor with a history of rom-coms that he used to brag about his drug use with and around his sexual partners who may or may not have been able to give consent during those times and making jokes at their expense. Personally, I can't understand that. You know what I mean? But, we went through the pandemic differently. That's all I can say. Some of us got bro tattoos during that time. The rest of us spent time with our families, not being pricks. You say tomato, right?
With authority, different relationships with fear. But the idea that smallpox vaccines will be repurposed already suggests that one of the priorities might be financial. I'm not suggesting...
Fuck off! If the financial priority was that, they'd fucking make a new one, wouldn't they? What the hell are you talking about? They'd make a whole new one and go, special monkeypox, that won't work. They've already got the smallpox vaccine and it's fucking cheap. There's multiple versions of it. It's been around for a long fucking time. It does treat monkeypox.
That that's the only consideration. I'm just saying
I would like to plant that seed in your porous dipshit little mind so that you get more and more afraid, so that you click and like my videos and you comment below, oh my God, here it comes, end of the world, freaky. What time is your live meditation chat? I want to be able to be there. So it's what? It's $150. Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess if it makes me feel better than I did before I watched your video, I think it'll be worth it. It's like a spiritual refund.
That Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna in particular, which was a company on the brink of collapse, benefited incredibly from the last couple of years.
No, the humanity benefited incredibly from the fact that these fuckers know what the fuck they are doing. Johnson & Johnson didn't benefit incredibly from it. They're having a failure to launch issue with their fucking vaccine. Ask AstraZeneca. That's your fucking country's bit. If it was all about money, why isn't there monkeypox only vaccine on the market or something?
I'm not saying that's the reason the pandemic happened. I'm not.
Yes, you are. You fucking creep. You're allowing for the inference thereof because you're too much of a coward to imply it. I'm just setting up details that will connect in your mind. I'm not saying they should, but shouldn't they?
Not making any such suggestion.
Yes, you fucking well are.
I don't have any authority to make such claims.
Now you're just doing legalese so your video doesn't get kicked off the fucking internet.
What I'm saying is that big pharmaceutical corporations tend to operate in order to generate profit.
Yeah, and what do they use that profit for, fucko? What do they use it for? They pay their investors a dividend. They pay the people who work there. They pay the executives who run the fucking place. And if those people run the place into the fucking ground and they don't come up with good pharmaceutical solutions for things, they get fired. And then they spend it on R&D.
That's not the world's most controversial thing. So
this fucking show runs on profit, you bastard. He wouldn't do it if it didn't make him money. These videos aren't free. He monetized all of them. He's not going, oh, don't do commercials. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not going to allow commercials on mine. I'm already rich. I've got a little country house, a couple £4 billion, £4 million house, but whatever the fuck. But, you know, I'm not going to make any money off this because truth is more important. Isn't it? That's the important thing.
It would be beneficial to them if you could sustain a climate of fear.
No, it would be projection. Fucking projection. Projection. They don't need a climate of fucking fear. Who gives a shit if people are afraid of the disease if you don't have a fucking cure for it? What good is it? People aren't going to invest in your company because you might one day come up with a cure for something if somebody else is already... They're in a competition with everyone else to cure these fucking diseases. This asshole is benefiting from the constant state of fear.
Also, states benefit from a climate
States? What you mean Oklahoma?
of fear because a population that is anxious and nervous is easier to manage.
Yeah, I know. But welcome, you 5.6 million wonderful people working through light and knowing full well that it's not a conspiracy and it might be about profit, but I'm not saying either way, but you know, they might be coming for you and any day now there'll be another disease and they're just going to create it so that's the way they make money so they can starve you to death and freak you out so you live in fear. By the way, buy my meditation program.
People that feel comfortable and free are, generally speaking, less obedient.
Yeah, that's why I don't require any obedience of my fucking people. They can do what they want, don't they? Fucking hell.
Yeah, the talk about monkeypox is alarmist on both sides of the COVID-19 debate, from those who favour restrictions and from those who don't.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it. Those who are for it are alarmed, and those who are against it are alarmed that people who are for it will be too alarmed and set off the alarm.
Kit Yates, a prominent member of Independent Sage, tweeted...
Independent Sage, I like them. They come over and if they'll stick your house, whatever. You know, don't walk around and make it smoking, and they'll clap in all the corners to release all the stagnant chi.
That we would soon be hearing the "it's time we learn to live with monkeypox" takes from politicians who have stopped giving a fuck about public health.
What? So that's one of the people who thinks we need lockdowns.
On the other extreme, Mahid Nawaz claimed that the global palace coup will soon see an attempt to bring in new lockdowns in line with the proposed WHO pandemic treaty, and pointed to Microsoft founder Bill Gates' prediction in November.
Gee, I wonder which side of this argument our dear Russell Brand falls on. I can't imagine.
November 2021, that the next pandemic would come from smallpox, to which monkeypox is related.
And, yeah, it's highly transmissible, fucko.
One thing I think we can share is...
Yeah, one thing we could share is that we all agree on one thing. Russell Brand is a prat.
A general sense of mistrust in authority.
No. Earned authority I've got a tremendous amount of trust with and respect for. You don't walk in... No, this prick doesn't show up at his fucking shows and go, what you know about mix and sound, mate? Move out the fucking way. Where's the lighting guy? Fire him. I'll do it. Who's selling tickets in this fucking place? I bet they don't know shit about selling tickets to comedy shows and live concerts and performances. I'll do it. This fucker trusts people all the time based on their authority in a particular area. He also follows the rules in terms of what music he can play when he comes in and what rights he would have to pay for that shit. So get fucked about this.
And I think that this
A Pratt is a clumsy asshole.
mistrust has been well earned by those in power. The profits gleaned from the pandemic, the mishandling of the regulations, and
What mishandling? Like what, fucko? Say one of them. Don't just go, but they had these lockdowns and some people didn't like them, so that must have been mishandled. Really? What ones? What is it? Mr. Run Rampant?
lockdowns, the inability to point to direct correlation between effective lockdowns and lower fatalities,
Bullshit.
all suggest that we should be more discerning when it
By the way, we didn't have lockdowns. We had optional lockdowns every fucking where. Businesses, because people would gather there from different households, had to have either rules in place or had to be shut down as gathering points during because they were fusion points between other places. But insofar as you going outside, we weren't this ain't Shanghai, motherfucker.
comes to future regulations. Why would we hand over our personal freedom
We don't.
to unelected, centralized globalist movements?
We don't. We have representatives that we've elected that engage with other elected representatives from other free countries that put together organizations that deal with spread of disease, famine, crop blight, terrorism across countries' borders. That we engage with our neighbors, you fucking moron.
Why would any of us do that?
None of us are.
The thing that I keep returning to mentally is transparency and democracy. Did I vote for it? Do I have access to all of the facts?
Science didn't even have access to all of the facts. They were going with the best information they had. And increasingly, it got more dire over time until we had a fucking vaccine. That's like saying, I'm not going to stop at a stoplight unless all the facts tell me that there are no cars coming. So I'm just going to roll through it. I didn't vote for that stoplight to turn from red to green or green to red. I didn't vote for that. Some bureaucrat in a tower timed these things. I didn't vote for the stoplight timing in my fucking town.
If I have access to all of the facts and I voted for it, I'm up for it.
You don't vote, mate. This fucker doesn't vote. Doesn't fucking believe in it.
But if I don't, then why should I be?
What the fuck does that even mean?
So should we be worried? Let's consider monkeypox first.
Well, that's a good idea, as opposed to just freaking out because we have governments.
Cases have been detected in the Western world.
Yeah, you didn't vote for seatbelts. Some bureaucrat created seatbelt rules. There were a lot of people who didn't vote for seatbelts. They didn't vote for click it and ticket.
From Australia to the UK and the US, but in small numbers, a mere 20 cases in the UK. Moreover, unlike COVID-19, this is not a new virus. It's been circulating in equatorial Africa since the 1970s. It can quite often affect people there without causing any alarm elsewhere at all.
Right. It's the spread that makes people nervous. They deal with it there because they inoculate people. There's a bunch of people in the States that are anti-vax because of fuckers like you that aren't inoculated against smallpox.
In 2021, 75 people died of monkeypox in the Democratic Republic of Congo without any sign that anyone cared or was asked.
Fucking hell. Here's a good example. United States announces $3.5 million in assistance to contain Ebola outbreaks in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Guinea. Nobody gave a fuck. This was last March. Through USAID is providing more than $3.5 million in rapid response Ebola assistance to support efforts in Democratic Republic of Congo and Guinea. The assistance will support disease surveillance, laboratory testing, infection prevention and control, contact tracing, community awareness, and social mobilization and logistics management. The Ministry of Health in DRC confirmed an Ebola outbreak in northern Kivu province. Separately, on February 14, 2021, the Guinea Ministry of Health also confirmed an Ebola outbreak. At this time, DRC reports 11 confirmed cases, including 4 deaths, and Guinea reports 18 and probable cases involving 8 deaths. The U.S. assistance will complement the ongoing response efforts of the governments of DRC and fucking Guinea. We do this shit all the time. Just because you don't give a fuck doesn't mean other people aren't working to do this. Let's see. Hold on. I'll try to do this one more. Yeah, and here's why people are like, anybody can get it. Monkeypox. UNAIDS concerned about stigmatizing language against LGBTI people. The reason they're saying anyone can get monkeypox isn't because they're like, oh, fear for your family. It's because there's a bunch of people like, nah, gay people are getting it. I'm not going to get it. And the people who are in the UN AIDS program are like, yeah, we've danced this one before. It fucks with people. And they are working on it. Hold on. Let's see. One more, if I may. I've got to go back. There you go. Let's see. My sister. 2022. Hold on. I've got to go back one part of there. Let's see. I'll do this like. Trying to look at. Hold on one moment, if I may. CDC must include 2019. Yeah, there you go. Oh, no. There you go. Monkeypox. There you go. There's a whole thing on it from the World Health Organization. Vaccines used during the smallpox eradication program also provide protection against monkeypox. Newer vaccines have been developed, of which one has been approved for prevention of monkeypox. It's caused by monkeypox virus, blah, blah, blah. We know all this. And the pathogen outbreaks. There you go. Since 1970, there's been a bunch of these. Let's see, 2017, Nigeria has experienced a large outbreak, over 500 suspected cases, 200 confirmed cases, and a case fatality ratio of approximately 3%. Cases continue to be reported until today. It's a disease of global public health importance, as it not only affects countries in the West and South and Central Africa, but the rest of the world. In 2003, the monkeypox outbreak outside of Africa was in the United States of America and was linked to contact with infected pet prairie dogs. These pets have been housed with Gambian pouched rats and dormice that have been imported in the country from Ghana. This outbreak led to over 70 cases of monkeypox in the U.S. Monkeypox has also been reported in travelers from Nigeria to Israel, September 2018, to the United Kingdom in September 18, 2018, December 2019, May 20. They track this fucking shit all the time. Here's the symptoms. This is the diagnosis. This is the therapeutics. You can vaccinate. In fact, you can vaccinate people against it. There's prevention things, reducing the risk of human-to-human transit. Like, they do this shit all the time. In 2021, 75 people died in the DRC without any sign that anyone cared or was asking. The WHO and USAID were all over it. In 2021, we specifically gave money to that. Fucking hell.
As the New Scientist did in an alarmist headline yesterday, could monkeypox become a pandemic? That is an alarmist headline.
Oh, yeah, which is terrible. You know what I mean? Like, no one should use alarmist headlines just to get fucking clicks. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of a prick would like put up alarmist headlines? I mean, who would even do that? This is how they take over. You're not going to like this. The Great Reset. This is how he does it. A Russian letter to the world. You can't make up this shit. It's happening. This could get even worse. What kind of an asshole with a meditation program does this kind of bullshit?
And whether or not there are further regulations introduced, whether or not new vaccines are suggested, the climate of fear itself is
how you make money.
Already a political tool.
for you to make money.
What's alarming is not monkeypox, but the extreme responses to it on both sides. It looks like yet another wave of media hysteria of the kind all too common since COVID-19. Talk of automatic lockdowns for monkeypox are also alarming.
Yeah, I've not seen those. If they'd said that in any of those reports you'd seen, they'd have talked about it. They didn't, did they?
This is not likely to be what Bill Gates calls the next major outbreak, though some appear to be preparing to treat it that way. Some of the world's major...
No, they aren't. And then he shifts, look at this. He shifts sources. Monkeypox virus. Is there a treatment for this disease? Yes. Skip to the end.
Major pharmaceutical companies are rubbing their hands together over the sudden outbreaks of monkeypox in countries where no cases have been reported for years.
For years? 2 years.
The nervousness generated by the emergence of COVID-19 awakened the desire to acquire vaccines and drugs among several first world governments.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to acquire, like, oh shit, we don't have a vaccine for that, even though it exists. We don't have a stockpile of it. What if we had an outbreak? Probably should store some. Okay.
Our adaptability as a species is our great gift. We have adapted to conditions all over the world that have made us flourish. But the pressure to conform as a human being is one of the greatest pressures we know.
What? Fuck are you talking about? So vaccination is based on peer pressure now.
That means that once we've been conditioned to respond in a particular way, we, without thinking, assume that that's the correct way to respond.
The fuck we do? What are you talking about? Look at all the ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine. We've been taking since after the polio vaccine. Everybody was on board with fucking vaccines. A few decades later, and these motherfuckers want to shove horse paste up their ass.
In subsequent scenarios that resemble what we've already encountered. Something like monkeypox could be treated as a...
Look at that fucking edit. Look at that. Look at this edit. Watch. It could... Something like monkeypox could...
What we've already encountered. Something like monkeypox could be treated as another pandemic that requires strong regulation, lockdowns, etc., and provides opportunity for pharmaceutical companies to make profit.
Fucking nonsense. And secondly, isn't this exactly what he said in the beginning? Like, I'm not doing this. I'm not saying that either way, whether it's a conspiracy or whether it's just being done for profit.
From potentially mandated...
What was that edit? What the fuck?
Provides opportunity for pharmaceutical companies to make profit from potentially mandated medicines.
Jesus Christ. Just do it again, mate. I mean, no need for a dance remix.
To treat cases of smallpox, the Food and Drug Administration has approved a couple of drugs that could be used for this variant of the virus. Let's see what Pfizer and the FDA have to say about the potential monkeypox pandemic. The rising number of monkeypox cases in the US and Europe suggests the virus has already spread widely across communities. Pfizer board member and former FDA commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb told CNBC on Friday.
Right.
Okay, we'll get a lot of objectivity from Pfizer board member and former FDA commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb. I mean, with his Gottlieb? Previous, he's sure to handle this in an even-handed manner. Now there's been community spread, it may be hard to fully snub this out. Oh yeah, Scott, and what would that mean? Would we need some sort of medicine? Oh, if only there was someone that could make this medicine. Oh, we could, and I suppose there'd be no price controls, and perhaps we could grant you immunity from prosecution as well before we start. Oh, we could. Gottlieb added that there's been...
Gottlieb? What the fuck? Added that there have been numerous disconnected cases indicating that the spread in the community is pretty wide.
Numerous disconnected cases indicating that the spread in the community is pretty wide. There's only one case at the moment. There might be a handful of cases. There could be as many as 200. Just try to remain calm. He said there might be a lot more infection.
It was a specific interview about fucking monkeypox. They weren't running this 24 fucking hours a day.
And what health officials have found since it's had such a long incubation period and doctors don't know how to look for it yet. He noted that the virus...
Don't know how to look for it. And doctors don't know to look for it yet. They know how.
Found since it's had such a long incubation period and doctors don't know how to look for it yet. He noted that the virus is endemic in some countries, with the Democratic Republic of the Congo reporting anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 cases a year. So this is something that's been around for a while, and if you're in a country like Congo, something that you have to live with. But remember, the Congo's not in Europe or America. Pfizer...
What the fuck's that supposed to mean? Yeah, we know, asshole.
Has made nearly $26 billion in revenues in the first 3 months of the year.
In revenues, right. Is that profit or is that income? Is that the cost of everything that fucking came in? Let me guess. You think the treatments all cost a nickel and they sell them for $200?
Here, the bulk from its COVID-19 vaccine and a new pill to treat the virus.
Yeah, because there's a lot of worldwide orders and there's the only one that fucking well works.
Prompting fresh accusations of pandemic profiteering.
Yes, and?
Well, there you are.
Well, there you are. Fresh accusations. They must be true.
It's possible, you know, to alter reality radically. Perhaps not objective reality on the level of physics, although possibly. But
Oh, he's going in like the secret hippie stuff. That's where he's going with that. But, you know, but if you could do that, and you know, this arguably you can, he wouldn't be in it. I mean, if everybody knew how to use the secret properly, I think he'd probably evaporate.
But certainly social reality and political reality and economic reality.
Right. There's also medical reality. And that's the part you...
For example, it's not impossible to say that
It's not impossible to edit out the parts that would get me legally in trouble.
during a pandemic, when there is a health crisis,
Yeah.
any pharmaceutical company that makes medicines, particularly if those medicines and their research have been funded by taxpayer dollars or pounds or whatever it is in your country, then any profit they make should be similarly redistributed and be returned into public healthcare funding.
Why? Because what they do between big outbreaks to what money do they use to actually work on diseases that aren't of giant worldwide concern that people don't give a rat fuck about until it's too late. Maybe it might come as a surprise to you that they're pharmaceutical companies all the time. They don't just do pharmaceuticals whenever shit hits the fan.
That's a possibility.
I'm not saying it is. I'm inferring that it is because I'm a fucking coward.
saying it's the right thing to do. I'm saying that's a possibility, as well as Pfizer making $26 billion of profit in the first
No, fucko. It didn't say profit. It said revenue. Income and revenue are not the same as profit, fuckwad. If you're making a shit ton of this stuff, you're obviously spending more on making it. If a construction company makes more houses and they, on paper, are taking in more money, a lot of that money goes to building the fucking house.
third of the year. And certainly that would help me to appreciate their motives. Like when Scott Gottlieb's talking about it, he goes,
Gottlieb.
as you know, we don't make any profits from this stuff. It all goes back into helping people get well.
Bullshit.
Then you think, oh, right, no, this guy's
Oh, I thought he meant his show. No.
clearly not a profiteering pirate. This is from Nick Dearden, Director of Global Justice Now. Right from the start.
Yes, from The Guardian, putting Big Pharma in charge of global vaccine rollout was a big mistake. I see. Who are you going to put in charge? By the way, they weren't in charge. Governments were. They weren't in charge of the rollout. They just supplied the fucking vaccines. We funded the research by buying it ahead of time. We gave them shortcuts so they wouldn't have to go through all the normal regulatory loops so we could get it sooner. We rolled it out though. Did anybody get a shot in their arm from a Pfizer employee? Anybody? Anybody in the chat room? Did you? Mine was 2 National Guard people. I got my shots from National Guard members. That's who was at the vaccination site I went to. None of them, they didn't fucking roll it out.
Pfizer was clear that it wanted to make a lot of money from COVID. The company claims that its vaccine cost just under £5 per dose to produce. Others have suggested it could be much cheaper.
Oh yeah? Who are those others? Either way, the company is selling doses at a huge profit.
Either way, the company is selling
Is it now?
doses at a huge profit. The UK government paid £18 a shot for its first order and £22 a shot for its...
Right, so production, transportation, insurance, all that stuff, getting it there, making sure it actually works. Some of it's, not every dose is going to be usable. There were a bunch of people throwing them out. There were a bunch of people, there were 7 doses in a thing, but they were only using 5. Fucking hell.
Most recent purchase. That means the NHS has paid a markup of at least £2 billion. Now remember, of course...
Yeah, if you don't include transportation, preparation, bottling it. Honestly, do you think just once the dose is created, that's the end of it?
The government's money is your money. They don't have any money. The government's not got a car wash round the back where they're making money that they can invest back into. That's your money. It's been claimed that the company...
I'm sorry, you have a royal family. I don't have to listen to any of your shit about taxes, mate. You pay for two furry-hatted guys to stand outside a building every day just because a queen lives there. Shut up.
The company initially tried to pitch their medicine to the US government for close to $100.
It has been claimed that the company initially tried to pitch their medicine to the US government for $100 a dose. Claimed by whom?
A dose. Of course they did.
What do you mean, of course they did? No, not of course. If they say it's £5 or $5 a fucking dose, which is what, $3.50, £3.50, right? No, not absolutely.
Why wouldn't they be ashamed of that?
What?
Because they spend a significant amount of money lobbying the government, controlling the government.
Yeah, and all that lobbying and control did not result in us paying $100 per fucking dose.
They fund the FDA to the tune of 45% of the FDA's funding that's supposed to be the body that regulates them.
That's because they use some of the technology that comes out of state-funded and federally funded university programs. It goes back into it.
They are designed and organized in order to generate profit. So no, I'm not condemning any individual.
Yes, you are.
This is a system.
Bill Gates, I'd like to say for the record, and his wife. For the record.
Systemic problem. Or maybe not a problem if you're one of the people that benefits. It's a systemic attribute. Companies like Pfizer behave more like hedge funds, buying up and controlling other firms and intellectual property rather than traditional medical research companies.
Bullshit.
Corporations like Pfizer should never have been put in charge of a global vaccination
They weren't.
rollout because it was inevitable they would make life and death decisions based on what's in the short-term interest of their shareholders.
Yeah, they didn't do that. They didn't. They weren't in charge of the fucking rollout. They were in charge of coming up with a vaccine, proving it worked, selling it once they did.
Is it wise to give Pfizer that amount of power?
They don't have that amount of power. They certainly don't over fucking here.
Here's Albert Bourla in a clip many of you will have already seen in 2018 at the World Economic Forum. Oh yeah, those guys.
Yeah, 2018, before COVID, talking about something else, lower res.
Davos, talking about a pill which, to give you full transparency and clarity, is for schizophrenia that would leave a chip in the person that are taking it, making it possible to track them.
No, not making it possible to track them. It dissolves. Once it dissolves, you know the pill has been consumed. It doesn't track. You don't fucking swallow tracking chips, you tit. The purpose of this was there are schizophrenics and people who are let out of jail or let out of fucking mental institutions on their own recognizance based on the idea that they're going to continue to take their meds. And if they stop taking their meds, they go back to jail. Well, how do you know they're taking their fucking meds? You're going to just go, do you take your meds? Yeah, taking them. You promise you're not going to chop anybody up? I promise. And then they go chop somebody up. How do you know they've been taking them? Well, each one of them has a little microscopic RFID wafer in it that when you consume it is dissolved in the acid in your stomach. It stops showing up. So they don't track you. They track how many pills are left in the fucking bottle.
I'm not suggesting that Pfizer are
Yes, you are.
putting chips in any of their medication.
No, you are suggesting that that's their plan.
And for me, that seems like a pretty outlandish thing to say. I'm just saying that here's Albert Bourla, the CEO of Pfizer,
Saying something that you are intellectually incapable of understanding.
saying that they could do that with schizophrenia medications. Let's take a quick look.
Yeah, let's take a quick look and let's see if that's actually what he's saying. You could put a chip in it that would track the person.
It is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet. And once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine
Yeah, that signal is because it stops. It's always beeping and it stops beeping.
the applications of that, compliance. The insurance companies to know that the medicines that patients should take, they do take them. It is fascinating what happens in this field.
Now, obviously, Albert Bourla, in that context, is talking about a healthcare medicine that presumably could be administered with people with diminished ability to
Right.
take responsibility for themselves.
Yeah, who might go a bit on a stabby stab, yeah? And we can either keep them in jail or in an institution for their fucking life, or we can give them a pill that lets them lead a normal life, but they got to keep taking the fucking pills so they're going to go on a bit of a stabby stab, eh?
i.e. schizophrenia patients. Therefore, it would be unfair and unjust for me to suggest that there is a plan in place to put that kind of...
Well, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Of course that's what he's doing. Shut the fuck up.
Technology into medicines that are given to people that still are in charge of their faculties. But just knowing that Pfizer have the ability to do that.
Dude, I've got the ability to commandeer a bomber and before I am shot out of the sky, strafe bomb an entire city. It'd be hard, but I could do it. I could fly a plane. I'm not going to. Ability isn't the thing you have to worry about.
Suggests to me that democracy and transparency must be...
Fucker, he said that in front of a live audience. Yeah, me and an A10 Warthog. Goddamn, yeah. I'm not saying that Russell should be worried. I'm just allowing for the inference thereof.
Key principles when dealing with pharmaceutical companies, along with new regulations that prevent pharmaceutical companies from reaching the kind of profits they reached during the last pandemic.
Why? Why? If they can make something that solves a problem that they themselves did not create, which I think we all agree that COVID wasn't something that Pfizer created, right, fucko? If they can create something unlike the Chinese vaccine, which works fuck all, or bloody Sputnik, the Russian one that sucks, then they should be able to make money on it, because arguably that's a company we want around, because there are going to be other diseases, and it'd be nice to have some quality people working on these fucking things that might be able to solve the next problem.
If we want transparency, if we want...
Again, this motherfucker said this on a fucking dais in front of a live audience with a micro. He had a lapel mic on. What you mean transparency, you tit?
Clarity. Even if we want pragmatism when dealing with matters of health,
you don't.
You cannot have the warping objective of those kind of profits anywhere in the matrix.
Why? I'm starting to get the idea that the fact that you can make money off these videos, the scarier they are, and the more worried people get, that there's a profit incentive, a perverse profit incentive that drives you, Russell Brand, to create worse and worse videos about increasingly bullshit, scarier messages just to terrorize your audience into subscribing and showing up every fucking day. Gee, I don't know where I got that idea.
Behaviors. Otherwise, you will get a reality that is organized around the most powerful forces in the system. And if the most powerful...
That was a weird edit.
...forces are corporate profit and state control...
All right, by the way, what state are we talking about? We talking about a democracy, or we talking about a monarchy? We talking about Russia or China? It's because there's a big fucking difference in those states, mate.
You will discover that you are living in a reality organized around those principles.
Bullshit.
Is monkeypox nothing? Is it hysterical confection in order to increase regulation? I don't know yet.
I don't know, but it won't stop me from making a terrifying video about how they're trying to chip your insides and infect you with the disease just so that they can solve it later.
Probably it's neither of those things, but if you haven't...
Well, now you tell us, 15 minutes into the fucking video.
...learned from the last couple of years that we should be circumspect about regulation. We should be circumspect...
About regulation? Yeah, you know what, you're right. I don't know why they stopped that baby formula coming out of that Sturgis plant. Too many regulations, that's what I say. Sure, we lost, 6 babies got sick and 2 died from a batch from there, but, it's just specialty formula for kids who are sick anyways, right, Russell? I mean, what happens? I mean, are those kids really keepers after all?
About granting the opportunity to generate huge profits to companies like Pfizer, then I don't think you've been paying proper attention.
Yeah? I'm sorry, have we not watched enough of your fucking videos?
Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, look at this. Let me know in the comments if you've been watching enough of my videos to be afraid and shit in your pants. And also, back to the hand gestures, you can also see me live in Hull and Derbury and Pork Knuckle.
if you agree with that. I think that this is a time for increased democracy. You being able to control your own.
This motherfucker with the, like, Democrats and Republicans are two legs in the same pair of pants is telling me more democracy.
Community yourself, whether that's a work community, an education community, a health community,
A QAnon Reddit group.
a geographical community. This is a time for
Yeah, like, you should basically wall off your community. If you live in like a subdivision or a gated community, you should build the gate a little higher, because the unwashed, sickened masses are going to be showing up at your door with some blood disease given to them by Bill Gates. I'm not saying they're going to come over the wall. I'm not saying they're going to give you the disease and you have something to be afraid of and they're going to steal all your firewood and eat your fucking cat. But I'm also saying, how would I know if they're not going to? And it's something that perhaps we should all be circumspect about and maybe spend at least a good deal of our time worrying about again.
more democracy, not less. And in order to have proper democracy, you need transparency. You need freedom of speech. You need the ability to communicate freely.
Right, says the asshole who's on YouTube and Rumble. And you do. The rules in my country about free speech are better than the rules in your country, you ass.
What concerns me about the ongoing hysteria and propagation of fear is
that I don't know if I'll be able to keep making this much money off of them for long. It's almost like you guys are going to get worn out.
Creating a climate where we can't think straight, where we can't see straight, where we're afraid to say the wrong thing the whole time. That's the exact opposite of what we need. It's the exact opposite of
what the fuck are you talking about now? What are you on about? The fuck does this have to do with monkeypox?
What we deserve, and we need to unite beyond traditional tribes right now.
Beyond traditional tribes? Oh, I see. Third party.
In order to confront it. But that's just what I think.
Fuck off. I don't even need to hear his fucking sales point after this. I'm disgusted. Good night. I wasn't expecting to stick with that face through the whole thing, but I think it was worthwhile. The idea that this guy, it's almost like he made that video in an attempt to try and make a good, panic video to make some money off of this before it fades as a news story.